What's up, guys? It's Jacob coming at you with week 10, day 3, and we have another day filled with lots of new PRs, so let's get into it. Today, we started off with some pause squats and then ended up getting into close grip bench. So let's get into this pause squats first. Big thing that I've been trying to think about is staying super upright, even though I'm doing a low bar squat, to be able to get more depth. Just since I have the longer torso, it kind of helps to keep that brace, everything, the whole chain. And one thing I've noticed is actually 2 plates feels the most difficult when warming up because my body's still getting adjusted, which is weird. But again, another thing of warming up. Took a lot of bigger jumps today versus what we normally do. Usually I feel like we'd have one more, but this was our last jump before we get our top set. And before getting into that, one thing that I was talking to my friend Sean is keeping my brace out of the hole. I feel like I do a really good job getting into it, but if you notice, and you'll see it on the next one more, moved very smooth, PR 187.5 kg, 413 pounds, but I'm super good at getting out of the hole, but I don't keep my brace throughout the whole lift, so it'll be fast, slow, fast when we look at this one. But let's watch this real quick. So see what I mean? Still overall good rep. I mean, that's a PR. Still have some in the tank. Really good pause. Was very happy with that. Really excited. And getting into our back ups, we did a 4x5 with the first 3 sets hitting 155 kg or 342 pounds. And this was probably the hardest back off of the program, hardest squat session of the program in my opinion, just because we're really getting to weight we've never hit on pause squats, and I feel like I've been getting a lot better form too, which has been more taxing, which is good, but definitely a hard squat day. Probably the hardest I feel like I've ever had. Just even though it wasn't super high reps, it just felt tiring, almost like it was cardio, but I also felt super tired on the other hand because it's a lot of weight on my back, but definitely getting stronger. And the one thing I noticed too with these back offs is, I don't know if it's a high rep thing, but see there how my chest tipped forward means my lower back isn't strong enough. And I kind of noticed a little strain in my lower back. My legs are strong enough. It's just, I don't know if it's the pause squats or just in general, but my lower back needs to get a little more work, which is why going out of this block, I think I'm going to do conventional deadlifts, because I really need to work on my lower back and really keeping that strong. Part of it, I need to brace better, which I might need to add more core work and pretty much work on just lower back going forward, just to kind of strengthen that, because we don't want to have any lagging body parts going forward, especially when we're going to be doing all this heavy lifting. By no means would I say I'm weak in any part of my body. It's just you can't have any part that lags behind, because those are energy leaks, and that'll make us a more inefficient lifter. The thing we want to look at is being an efficient lifter. So on this last set here, we dropped our weight about 10%-ish, as we normally do if we go for 4 sets, and it felt pretty easy. It's just super tuckered out. I kind of needed this, definitely going into it. And technically you can consider that the other sets were PRs, because I've never done that weight for that rep scheme, which is good. We're improving. Overall, very good day on squats. So next, getting into bench press, slightly close grip bench, not quite what you would think is a close grip, but since I already do the maximum grip and we do 2 fingers closer, the funny thing is, going into this today, I was planning on doing about 215 for 4, because last week I believe we did 212 for 5, or maybe I was thinking about a little more like 217 or something, but I don't know if we're better. And we also took a lot bigger jumps than we normally do here, but I feel like this grip might be better than what I do for the wide grip. I don't know if my triceps are better. I don't know if I'm better with higher reps with this, but I felt pretty solid going into this. And we hit not only 1 big PR, but 2. Now, this was originally going to be my top set. I thought this was going to be a slight overshoot, but if anything, it was the opposite. It was an undershoot of what we were supposed to be. Supposed to hit around 6.5. This felt literally like there was nothing in my hands, which is crazy because I've never hit that weight at that RPE, let alone a variation. So 231 here felt really, really good. I feel like I could have gone up after this, which is ridiculous because especially this is technically my second chance at it. So even though that was literally so light, we decided not to go up anymore just because we can't just keep doing sets on sets on sets, especially when we have to do a single in our next workout on bench. So getting into our back offs, had 3x4 and felt pretty solid. Definitely was feeling a little tuckered because we did that extra set, but smooth as can be. I think form wise we might after this block play around with a little bit of closer grip just because of how good this moved. But that'll take us to the end of this one. If you liked it, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out other videos in this series if you enjoyed this one. Use code JHilly for 10% off at Get Raw Nutrition, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.